they bring to the table, the assurance they have, and the compositions they create, and how sure they are to continue to run these compositions. And Doug, I am happy to see it as well. Still from the side of HAVAN Liberty, they are going with their triple initiator comp. It's something that they have really come to love, and you can see it out of this team all the time. It allows them to play slow, fast. This is a team, as they said, they've been together for a long time.
Right.
You know, Pletz, Meeson, Shion, all the 3 starting roster. Adding Liazzi after first strike, and like they said, all that work has brought them here. What do they have, Doug?
Well, right now, Riv, it looks like they have A, and they have A for free. Hiko's already dropped, actually, to the breach utility that we highlighted at the beginning of the series, so a great start here for HAVAN Liberty. Austin is in a great spot there, but you see they're protecting the flanks, right? Like, Pletz is in a position where he's going to ensure nobody's coming in from mid. They have full access of sight. This is a difficult retake for 100 Thieves. Quite
a bit of utility to still come into the site. Steel's holding most of that, and they're going to start the smokes with Nitro over to A main.
All right, that's an excellent start. Austin able to get one. Shion's playing just on the other side as well. Cleats opting to go aggressive. He's able to clean one up as well, as there is just one left, but he's not going to take care of business. Steel drops. HAVAN Liberty draw blood first.
A lot of aggression from one area for 100 Thieves there. It seems like they didn't expect HAVAN to get into the site that fast, to set up so quick. And you saw Pletz just in the corner. That's almost the first position to die at switch. He didn't even have a focus on him. So a little haphazard there for the first round, but we know nerves are here on land. This is 100 Thieves coming into land for the first time in over a year, as they've said themselves. And we'll see if HAVAN can keep those nerves on for 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves opting not to buy up here. So you presume they're going to certainly going to be at a deficit here as far as this round goes. But for HAVAN Liberty, they are bringing in a little bit of spice, right? You've got 3 Spectres, you do have 2 pistols, and very similar to what we saw in the previous round. And this is very typical for HAVAN Liberty, right? Like, they feel things out, they poke, they prod a bit, and then if they don't like what they see, if they get the no-nos, they go ahead and they rotate out elsewhere, and that's exactly what they're doing here.
And I liked it was a B strat after their first round A. Figure out where 100 Thieves is setting up a few of their agents here in the early game, what they feel comfortable with on these rounds, and right back into A. As you said, HAVAN Liberty's going to set up a little garrison.
Oh, but it looks like 100 Thieves want to fight this, but they have a spotted Crane! Nitro and Ether are able to get one apiece. Nitro got the second, also not able to clean anything up either. They wanted to hit hard in tree. They had the setup there, but it just was not enough. HAVAN Liberty hold serve.
All right, let's take stock of it. We're into round 3 here. Good damage done by 100 Thieves there onto HAVAN. 2 Spectres will come out of that round as we see the flurry of kills coming around. A little duck there by Ethan, but he does get dropped by Meeson. And both of these rounds have been 100 Thieves. Once they go to attack, retake the site, it seems like HAVAN has their number. Now we get weapons on both sides. A few of those Spectres still in play, and it actually looks like Pletz is going for, actually looks like he purchased 32, so he's just sitting on this for now. We'll see what he has.
Friend, that flash from Ethan should get a little bit of
So
info.
it is just the ghost.
What's going on? Yeah. But again, for 100 Thieves, man, they're playing off-site. This is the 3rd round in a row where they leave A open, and HAVAN is really just kind of able to waltz in.
They're more than happy to take that space. A quick Trailblazer to figure out what's on switch and to push through. The use of utility, you were talking about this, Doug, how they flow forward with their utility. Ethan gets that trade. Let's see how HAVAN responds.
Austin has got to go big here. Austin is already good for 1. Ethan gets one as well as the spike goes down at the hands of Crane. Can 100 Thieves finally retake this site? Heavy numbers advantage their way, but Crane, good for 1. The Seekers come out as well. It just dances around the generator, spike slowly ticking away. There's a decent amount of util, but look at Ethan. Ethan's only got 46 health. Trailblazer tags. Cleats good for it. Crane in a 1v3. It's doable, but no. Steel gets 2 to wrap up the round. 100 Thieves are on the board.
We're seeing the same thing from 100 Thieves as they come in. They're loving this death ball. Like you're saying, playing off-site a little bit, then relying on each other's utility to displace and damage all of the members of HAVAN Liberty as they re-enter the site. It's not the greatest in the world to know you're going against 5, but your abilities have a higher chance of hitting on the way in. 100 Thieves is a little reliant on that, plus the bonus round, so they're good to get that one with full guns. Let's see how HAVAN Liberty can bite back, though.
Slightly different setup here that we're already seeing out of HAVAN Liberty, right? Like the previous time we saw a stack like a mid-B split. This time they're actually defaulting a bit more. They're going to feel things out on opposite sides of the map to see what they find. This is already a change of pace.
Smokes through mid. Sonar bolt goes out. and already trying to decipher whether they can move forward. What kind of ground can they take, own for 30 seconds, and then see how 100 Thieves will react. It's all patience here for HAVAN Liberty until they execute. Then it's a firestorm.
Well, they've already taken so much space mid, and Nitro certainly worse for wear. Down to only 5 armor and 78 HP, but they understand here, 100 Thieves do, that mid is not safe, right? Like, they gave that up. Yeah, they dropped the door, and that's why you see, look at Steel. He's having to rotate back to make sure that they have not fully lost control of their own spawn.
All right, so Breather able to be had by team. Steals a big open there with a Vandal onto Meeson. And that's going to be the first blood of this 4th round. Where they decide to move, that was actually Seekers coming up on that. So we'll have to see how they can use that in the next round. But the round present right now, can they tie it up from 100 Thieves side?
Steel going big. He's already gotten 3, and this is a slight difference from 100 Thieves as well. We talked about how they like to play off-site. This time they're stacked on there, and between Steel and Ethan, they've been able to lock down A themselves.
Slowly switching things up. I think that's kind of what Steel does best, right? That adaptability within the rounds as he starts to read the opponents, how fast they're playing, how hard they're playing, and the consistency of a precedent they're setting with abilities. If the star is here, are they going somewhere else? Are they using it? Type of stuff goes very big into each round, and you get more and more info. Just a few more seconds left on this one for Pletz here. 4v1 as he's looking to just hold so he doesn't get taken down on this. Has that Phantom. May try to go for the orb. No, he's not even going to give up the sound. He feels like he's got people bearing down on him. 2-2 as we head into round 4. 100 Thieves gain some footing.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to take a look at economy right here because on the side of HAVAN Liberty, you have a couple of key ultimates that are online and available, and we haven't really seen how they stack that well together. How did they play off of that? That was pretty filthy by Steel.
What was that, guys? You gotta get paid?
You don't get that at home. The magic of land and full display.
Well, it depends if you watch them stream.
Well, that's true.
Side, if that's where it comes into play, if HAVAN can take these rounds, that's where it's going to hurt 100 Thieves.
Yep. Popping back into the action, just a quick retake of where we were. Pistols the majority of the way for HAVAN Liberty. There was a slight change. They put the Phantom in the hands of Liazi, which makes sense. Good call. 2 ult points away from having the Blade Storm online, while 100 Thieves have full rifles across the board. Steel's already got his ultimate. He's going to be piling it on. Asuna gets one as well, but nice kill from Xi'an on the side of HAVAN Liberty.
You got to have that happen at this point. If you're at Steel at the press conference, he was saying he gets locked in on land. He wants to see his opponent squirm, so a great shot back by Xi'an there as Ethan and Hiko make quick work of 2. A few more shots here. Oh, no. Crane has something to say about that. 2v1 and a slight possibility hanging by a thread here.
7 HP in the Sheriff. First shot's going to go a bit wide. Drone will likely spot him as well. Crane feeling the pressure really coming from all over the place.
They're giving him a bit of respect, too. They're saying, let's drone that. See how carefully he's playing it, using the utility he had at his disposal. The Hunter's Fury is there, but that would be a hell of a ballsy play if you were to bring that one out now. 40 seconds left on the round. I love the patience. He's not saying, oh, I have to find them. He's waiting for them to get antsy and make a move. 100 Thieves, however, very stone cold on this one, are not going to give Crane that peek. 27 seconds left.
So he's upgraded a weapon. He's got the spike still. It's an excellent, really excellent setup for 100 Thieves here. They're splitting themselves, right? Like, make sure you're covering all guards. And the thing is, like, Crane is just so weak right now, where if you look at him funny, there's a good chance he dies, right? Like, 7 HP isn't going to take him very far with 10 seconds left. He might. All right, so he is going to go for it. He's at least... Oh, no, he pulled off. All right, so at best, he carries this Phantom into the next round. Oh, and maybe get a kill on the way? Sure. Yeah, he'll take that.
Oh, the spam!
Oh, no.
Wow.
So close.
And it was, as soon as he stops that spike plant, it's a damage round.
Right.
They're saying, we're looking forward. This is just for the future. And then it plays not so much into their favor. They do get the gun out of Steel, but Steel's been racking up so many frags. He's got money in the bank. He is just on fire right now for 100 Thieves here. And a 3-2 as we head to round 6. See how they up and as soon as hands. And looks like we do just have the Spectre over there with full rifles on the side of HAVAN Liberty.
Now, and this is really the first round we've had that has the potential to be really explosive, right? We talked about it previously. You've got the Hunter's Fury, you've got the Seekers, you've got the Rolling Thunder as we step into another technical timeout. Very quickly, get things situated. We'll get you all back into the action as soon as possible. But, right, like, as we think about this on a timeline, this is where the asterisk is, right? Like, this is where we're going to learn a lot from both teams. How do they play off these ultimates? How do they chain them together? What does that look like in a fast execute? Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this round plays out. And then even we talk about KO, we talk about that pick. What can Steel do with his?
I think we see that more coming from the attack side when they get to source information, because they don't have that Sentinel. So when you see 100 Thieves moving with this composition, it's slow. They always watch their back, and they're making sure that they are grabbing a few. When we saw Steel bring out the KO in Stage 3, his assists went through the roof along with Nitro.
Yep.
And how much they were setting up Asuna and Nitro. Like, go back and look, or Ethan, sorry, not Nitro. Go back and look at those stats. I think at one point he was above 10 assists per game and without even that many frags. So his sourcing of information, the knowledge Steel is giving his team, while still wanting to deliver more as the lurking rat he is. It just works out so well for them. Waiting to get this tech pause through as we look at HAVAN Liberty a bit on their side. Coming out strong. They don't seem that flustered. They were very happy to go in aggressive, test the strength of 100 Thieves, and figure out what really worked against them. Now it seems like that extension of the round with this initiator squad is giving 100 Thieves too much time to work on what HAVAN Liberty is doing.
Yeah, that'll be certainly interesting. And, you know, I think it was, I want to say it was Bala who mentioned it on the desk, but you can't be intimidated, right?
No.
Like, and that's what we've seen out of HAVAN Liberty.
You're here too.
Right, and that's kind
Hell
of some of the
yeah.
magic I was talking about, right? Like, you have to have some magic, and that starts with not being disrespectful, right? Like, not having no regard for who's on the other
It's
side.
throwing AKs through the teleporter.
Teleporter, yeah. But no,
Chucking them
like,
through.
it's got to be a... We understand that that's who we're playing against, and that's fine, right? Like, can't be intimidated by who's on the other side, regardless of the 25,000 years of experience that they have on land, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, you just can't let that get in your head. And
Heck
for
yeah.
HAVAN, that's been the case so far.
And HAVAN beats 100 Thieves here. Mental group buff, honestly, for HAVAN.
Yep.
You know, it is expected that a lot of people would say 100 Thieves would come out to win this one. And seeing how this first half might go, 6-6, I think that's going to change quite a few minds here.
Very well could be the case. And that's such a, I mean, just not just in the group, but for the region, right? Like, the boost that it has is absolutely insane. Are going to be kicking off round 6. Look at the stack heavy on the side of B from HAVAN Liberty. Oh, and for Asuna, you're right, Riv. They dropped the op, now just having the ghost, but he's got the Blade Storm in tow.
Trailblazer, utility used. Just seeing if Asuna can do a quick in and out here. So he takes that position gained. Now waiting to see if he can get the backside of one of the members of HAVAN Liberty. But again, like I said, that slow play from HAVAN may be a detriment to them. If Steel can continue to grab information with this KO, they move up and grab a little bit more space. HAVAN starts getting strangled out.
So you have a decent idea of where Steel is. Same goes for Asuna, as he's going to have to give some of that space back up. HAVAN Liberty slowly but surely trudging their way forward. They make their way up the middle of the map. We've talked about how that was exposed in the previous round. Once again, it's open. They've taken it. Steel just uses knife, got no info of what's happening outside of B. There's nobody home, so they can play off of that a little bit, but they understand that mid is not safe yet again.
Yeah, and recognize that smoke play they just did. The sky flash through the smoke. 3 of them barge out. HAVAN Liberty loves that. They love to be in your face. They didn't see anything, so they backed off. They're not worried about taking too much if they don't have it.
Seekers, Hunter's Fury, and Rolling Thunder have all been dropped, as we talked about previously. HAVAN Liberty looking to get onto the site as 100 Thieves slowly trying to make their way back in. Asuna's playing up top. HAVAN Liberty have gotten in there. The res is going to come through for Seal, so he's back online. 13 seconds left. Shion should be able to get the spike down. 100 Thieves again find themselves in a retake situation.
4v4 as they make their way in. Good utility here for Shion. The rest of the team, they have quite a few flashes to give back here to the side. 100 Thieves and Steel as a squad is healthy as they look to make their way in.
War waging in tree. It's Crane slowly playing around. Crane has a chance to blow this up if he gets the timing right, but it might be Liazi who gets one. Crane gets one as well. Liazi gets the second, but Hiko! My goodness, Hiko! He gets the last kill, and he gets the defuse to take a 2-round lead.
Back and forth. And that's exactly what 100 Thieves needs to do when they encroach on a position, when they squeeze it. There's no sentinels to cover the other side of the map, no tripwires. So they're the one. They always have to go around and find that space themselves with whatever solo util they had coming around the side. Crane making great moves there, but 100 Thieves just on the other end of each of the firefights. 4-2 as we have our first kind of gap in rounds here. We'll see if HAVAN Liberty can close this up quick.
And I know it's early in the half, but this is a pivotal moment. in the half, because this is where you can really build off of separation, right? Like we're getting at the point where snowballing becomes a factor, and all of a sudden that's already a 4-round lead, 4 rounds in a row, presumably 5, given the gun difference and Asuna doing things like that. Like this is a very dangerous spot in the timeline for HAVAN Liberty.
And a big purchase too. Spectres, full util coming out. A stinger there for Liazi. Asuna looking for another shot there. Looks like he'll go for it one more time as he takes a quick fault line to the face. That's Liazi coming in, and that's going to be a nice shot. One from Steel and Asuna. Doug, they continue to make this happen in a split second.
All sorts of information, and really honestly, Liazi was able to upgrade a weapon, but it's been a lot of rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as much as we talked about how we like that they feel things out and then they make a move, we find ourselves on the same site for the 7th round in a row, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, it might look a little different at the beginning, but they clearly favor A.
It is tough here, and this starts to kind of get into the mentality of both teams. HAVAN Liberty can use this in a way to say, all right, we've done that. We could try a B, but now this starts to get into Steel's head. He's like, maybe they don't feel confident at B. It becomes a little bit easier for Steel to read, and that's why you're seeing these rounds start to go over. Oh, my word. And that, you can't count that out, but HAVAN they now, I think, need to start at least taking 1 or 2 out, or expend way more utility before these hits, because they're just getting smothered when they hit the site.
Yeah, and I mean, you take a look at economy, you talk about checking out at least 1 or 2 as we're in the middle of attack timeout. 5,400 credits, 4,548. I mean, fellas on the side of 100 Thieves, they're rolling in it.
Little bankroll. And it is going to be that purchase. You're up to 2,900 a round here for the side of HAVAN Liberty. So if you do the math, they lose this round. You do have some with 3,600 like Pletz, but you have 3,100 on Crane. You're not going to be having a great buy there. Maybe if you have kept utility from the last round, but util, guns, and everything, that's why these rounds start to keep swaying towards 100 Thieves. And they know they have that grip on HAVAN right now. And it's important for HAVAN to break that. I think, again, they need to take a few out, draw a bit more of the utility, because once they get into sight, it's Asuna hitting a shot, right? Steel just hitting shots. Doesn't seem like the utility is working perfectly, and they have to figure out why.
Yeah, and you know, I mentioned previously, like, we're in a pivotal moment in the round, because all of a sudden we're talking about like a 9-3 half, maybe a 10-2 half, right? Like, with how good things have looked for 100 Thieves, how economy looks right now, it's certainly a possibility. So for HAVAN Liberty, again, the pressure is on them. They have to be able to change the tide of the map so far.
So another slow round. You already see Spike drop by HAVAN back towards that B tiles area.
Oh, I love that.
Slow picks back and forth. You can see Steel actually giving assistance there to Asuna. Asuna was like, somebody might have actually creeped into bench there. Quick 0 point. They know it. They're safe. They get back to position.
Meeson using a little bit of util again to try to work the middle of the map. No info gathered. However, this is a slight difference, but I like this, right? Like 100 Thieves, Ethan a couple of rounds ago was very comfortable taking away space on A, right? When the pressure's in the middle of the map initially, he's done that a couple of times. Peek down long, nothing there.
And again, now HAVAN Liberty slowly moving up, trying to pressure on 100 Thieves. It's almost like exactly what we saw, that one member, I think it was Crane at the end of a round. If not, I apologize for my memory, doing this, and they're really trying to work 100 Thieves to the bone.
Oh, that may just be for info. Surely, okay, he does not take it. He pulls back. As you see on your minimap, they've actually gotten great positioning around the members of 100 Thieves. They have mid-control, but they're going to have to get by Asuna. And yeah, he is going to be able to drop, but he got one on the way out. But that should open the door for HAVAN Liberty. Nitro, playing backside, playing by himself. He has a little bit of info from the Sova intel, and my gosh, he's not even going to get a chance, right? It's just on to Pletz. He drops. It looked dicey for just a moment, but 100 Thieves respond beautifully.
Reluctance. There was the jet dash, the breach came out, they dropped Asuna, and then they started holding shift on the way into the site, and it was kind of a let's go. That's only Nitro back there, and Hiko was a big proponent of being able to make that happen. The way they've been rotating, the position they're set up in, 100 Thieves was instantly ready for that situation if they did lose a member, and 1, 2, 3, the dominoes fell 6-2 now in favor of 100 Thieves in a variety of rounds. The spike is still getting planted. HAVAN's making it to the site. A lot of these late rounds now are coming up to just frag rounds.
HAVAN Liberty again find themselves at a gun deficit, but Nitro, my goodness. The Hunter's Fury has been used, however, from Hiko. Oh no! Things you hate to see as he drops Nitro.
I mean, he hit him once, why again?
With a little bit of friendly fire. Steel feeling a bit of pressure. Again, remember for HAVAN Liberty, they don't have a ton as far as weaponry goes, but that seems to be exactly what they need at this moment as they find themselves at a slight advantage, but an advantage nonetheless. They have managed to get onto the site. You're going to have 3 members of 100 Thieves starting to fight back for the retake. No ultimates, but Asuna does have an operator in hand.
I'm like, he's going to take this solo stairs operator into sight. How ballsy, but he's waiting for the team. It looks like he's got the pistol out for now. He's just going to be distraction, maybe dash out, cloud burst, and let the team on that highway side get right in. Oh my god, this is so tense right now. Good HAVAN, pull back another round.
Asuna playing on the other side of smoke, slowly works his way forward onto the cloud burst as Hiko. And Ethan wait on the other side.
Oh my word. Here we
Spike
go.
continuing to tick away.
Still got quite a bit of time.
Ethan doing, yep. Decent amount of view to left as well. Asuna goes in. Asuna gets dropped from the skies, but Ethan for 3. Looking for the last one in the back of the side. He gets 4.
My god.
They get the defuse. 100 Thieves at 7.
One of the grossest snap transfers I've ever seen through a box. Knew it was going to be big damage because of the headshot dink call from Asuna. The instant comms, the instant kills. Ladies and gentlemen, Ethan with the 3K.
Great map from him so far, 12 and 5, and really for 100 Thieves again, like things are clicking, right? They're finding themselves at a great spot, and you're getting things that like Nitro's kill there, things that are going their way, right? Like things that don't always go their way that can kind of be 50-50s up and down.
Sorry, the 4.
Gosh, that was gross.
4K, oh my word, just a hat trick at the end, but you can see him. Oh, wait. My mind is blown, he says. Amazing stuff. That was Meeson on your screen you just saw. Here we are into the 10th round, Doug. Let's see if this aggression keeps up. That was a spicy round.
Middle map.
Oh my word.
That hurt.
This control HAVAN always get of mid is so perfect.
Yeah, but it hasn't amounted in anything. I think that's the problem, right? And 100 Thieves have no incentive to change that, right? Like, sure, let's keep giving up mid if we know that we can lose that and still have control of the map.
It does seem like they're okay with the firefight within the site. The spike is down. It almost seems like 100 Thieves, they don't love that position, but they are thriving at that play currently. Few more Hunter's Furies towards Cat there. Meeson goes down in the hands of Nitro as they trade one back.
Oh, Steel's about to have a lot of split. No, the timing may be right, but he narrowly misses a shot. He had 2 members just on the other side. Hiko's going to have a chance of doing the same. The timing is right here, though. Not able to get the second one. Steel drops as well.
Wow.
That's the round that HAVAN Liberty get back.
That's the moment you miss, HAVAN will take it back. And Crane coming up with some beautiful shots there. He's had a hell of a game for himself. As we said before, loves the Sova play. If the moment's right, you might see him bring out KO, but he is that initiator there for HAVAN Liberty. And like you said, on top for the team right now. A great time to pick up some rounds right towards the end. You're still working through the bankroll of 100 Thieves, so the earlier, the better.
7-3 here in the first half, and this time it's a heavy stack towards A, right? Like we've seen a couple of different variations of this, maybe a little bit of work mid. The thing is, Nitro's here by himself, and as we saw at the beginning of the half, 100 Thieves, they're very okay with giving up A and just playing retake. It looks like it's exactly what they're going to do.
Quick Trailblazer down. Let the thunder roll. Looks like they want A. And there's a good push by Liazi. Does he get any kills? Oh boy, this is a tough spot now.
That's the space that 100 Thieves have shown they're not okay with giving up, and they will fight for that tooth and nail, and it seems to work out for 100 Thieves as they've already gotten 2. Steel's going to use his ult as the Secrets have been used as well, hunting down the remaining members of HAVAN Liberty. Just 3 left. The spike did go down, but Steel just delayed by the gravity wall, not able to get through.
4v3. They've attacked in a death ball with maybe one flank if the timing was right. Meeson takes one down, but it's a double trade for that one.
Platts alone in a 1v3. His position been given away as well. He's going to get cleaned up at the hands of Hiko. Ethan's going to get the defuse, and we talked about it, Rib. We were at the cusp of, like, we were talking about a 9-3, maybe a 10-2 so far. We're holding serve here.
And we're getting our triple initiator comps. They're rolling through it for us. It's interesting to see both teams run that, as it is something HAVAN Liberty loves. But with the KO introduced here, Sky and the Sova as well for 100 Thieves, we're seeing a bit of the same. We'll rewatch this again. Like you said, the spaces they are willing to give up and aren't willing to give up are very apparent. Mid's fine. We'll replay out even if it goes into B. Tree, not so much. We're gonna keep that to ourselves. And now we have our final round of the first half.
Guardian coming out for Crane here.
Let's
It's
go.
a little
And
spicy. Liazzi has one as well. Yeah.
Some of one-tappies on board?
Yeah, let's see what kind of little something they're able to pull off with that. Bladestorm coming out online for Asuna along with the op. But this is another quiet, very quiet start to the round.
4 rounds is a great number to have. Not the best, but it gives you a little padding. Even if Pistol's lost, still waited out to the first gun round, but it gets a little tighter there. The 3 rounds HAVAN have already grabbed after losing their footing have been fantastic in the way they've done it. It's just 100 Thieves seem to have their number on most of the executes that are coming in. Asuna again on to Pletz. That's the shot caller there. So you'll still have the voice, but not the aim.
And that was him recalling the star, right? Like, had that been a smoke,
yeah.
Asuna would have never had that sightline. They get mid-control again. Not that it seems to have mattered at any point in the half, but they would have gotten mid-control again. But because he recalled the star, instead of keeping it as a smoke, Asuna is able to land that shot. And the little bit of space that 100 Thieves seem comfortable giving away, they can't even get that.
Fault line in 5 seconds. Looks like something they could be waiting for. That's going to go up towards Tree, but they're peeking before the util goes out.
Yep.
Asuna taking full advantage of that. Shion now drops Asuna, and now we have a 4v3 coming into the site. And a big rotation. It's just a late come over by Liazzi here. And it was supposed to be a flank, but it seems like A went too quick. A little discombobulated here towards the end of the first half for HAVAN Liberty, as it looks like it's going to be that 9-3 first half.
Yeah. Again, Liazzi, like, way out. In
doing a little Cirque Soleil.
Does get cleaned up at the hands of Ethan, but a 9-3 half for 100 Thieves. And, you know, here's the thing we talked about, Riv, was like, there was a magic number, right? And the thing is, because as you take a
3 last round of our first half. Let's see it.
10 seconds away. Again, as far as setup goes, this is a little bit different of a different look, out of HAVAN Liberty. Heavy stack B. I mean, everyone is on that side of the map. We're seeing all the, oh boy, Astra Stars drop as well. Asuna's going to get pushed back.
That's a no-no.
Yep. He is going to get away. He is going to preserve his life. Steel's going to get a good bit of info. My goodness, they know that they're coming. There's 3 here. His space taken away, but Steel's going to drop. Asuna's able to get 1. As numbers equalize at 4. HAVAN not giving up. They drop a little bit more util, but they are going to rotate. But Nitro's in a great spot.
My guy going to pinch out from bench here. The team said audio was cut. You saw the rotation quick back from Ethan. He got right back to A. 100 Thieves is not trying to over-rotate on this. And a very tense 4v4 here with 1 minute left on for our last round of the first half. Spike is going to start to trend towards the B site.
This is an interesting split for HAVAN Liberty as well, because you saw they've got Crane taking the scenic route, right? Like, he's going all the way around. It's going to take a while for him to really make his presence known on that half of the map, and that's kind of what I'm expecting to see, right? Like, draw some attention over to A, then hit B. They've been known to do it, and actually, they're fakes. The times that we've seen them in the Brazilian region have been pretty good.
Nitro will have his smoke back up again, timing that to cover off B.
Oh, no!
I didn't think he was going to step all the way out. I thought they were just going to play cat and mouse forever, Doug. Oh, my word.
Asuna's still in a great spot, though, right? He's still got he's actually looking to go in aggressive. He's got the Bladestorm. He's going up. 13 seconds left, but HAVAN Liberty, they're going to have to go. They're running out of time. What can 100 Thieves do for the hold? Asuna good for 1, not able to get the second. Oh, he's going to drop. Hiko's going to drop as well. The round's going to fall into Ethan's hands. This spike's not going to go down, though. Same outcome.
Same outcome, and you can hear 100 Thieves, or at least Weekend behind us, cheering, knowing that they should have taken that round. They do again, and they are getting verbal about it. Like we said, if you watch the press conference, Steele says this, it brings him alive.
Yeah.
This locks him in.
Yep.
He loves watching his opponents squirm, especially when he's able to take them round for round. So 100 Thieves in their element right now, feeling this, and Asuna with the reset.
Yeah, Asuna not able, and really wasn't able to get the second, but it just came down to time at the end of the day, and that's kind of what our concern was, right? Like, you've got 13 seconds left. You still haven't made it onto site. You don't have control of the site. You still got to get the spike down. Nothing doing, but now turn our attention towards the future. HAVAN Liberty swapping sides. Now they're going to be on the defensive half. They are going to invest presence mid. Let's see what they can do with it.
A lot of ghosts. Keeping this at range to start, or at least compiling those ghosts to take one down immediately is fantastic, but it looks like they are going to split a little bit. Liazzi straight out, the aggression from HAVAN Liberty.
He was able to get one, but they've taken full mid control. A's been left open. Pledz is left alone. Asuno's going to be able to clean him up, so they're going to be able to get onto A. And much like we saw in the previous half, it's going to be a fight for A retake. Steel dropping a bit of util to kind of keep space away. Liazi's going to take care of Ethan. As Asuno slowly creeping his way forward. A 3v3, Asuno's going to get cleaned up. Steel's there for the trade. Able to get the second as well. As Meeson, is left alone.
Ballsy peaks coming in from both teams here to make sure they can get the round in their favor. A quick, oh my word, Steel with the 3K. I thought that was going to be a blind on both, but Steel sidesteps it to get the classic right click in. 10-3 as 100 Thieves do find second half pistol round.
And we're full on in dangerous territory here, Riv, because again, HAVAN Liberty, you're at a point where if you don't force, you're putting a lot of eggs in the future basket, right? Like,
yeah,
you have to convert.
It's one of those where you don't, and you have a ton of pressure on you, or you try to pressure yourself into it, and you're rough on the econ game. So I think they're hoping to push it as long as they can with as much money in their pocket to see what next round will bring, and hopefully they can carry it from there.
Oh, and they're dialing up heavy aggression, but I was actually about to point out, ASCENT and Steel both have rifles, but they felt the presence, they felt the pressure coming from B Lobby. They are able to hold it. Res Asuna right back up.
Steel with the Guardian. When doesn't he? So Trailblazer forward. Tiger's out. It goes, oh, there it is. Finding some tappies towards mid. Liazi goes down. And now they only have to work against the bit of the util that can keep them out of the sight, really. Finding that jet is a great hit to get in the beginning, but they still have to take out a lot of the util that will keep them out of the sight. Whoops! All right, 0 points for the 0 point.
They're smoking off defender spawn. They're going to flash out as well, so they are going to take B. It hasn't been super loud. It hasn't been super aggressive, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. As Meeson has dropped, Shion's going to drop as well, just leaving Crane and Pletz alone. They're really nowhere near the site. They're also not really playing together, and they've got the gun deficit. Crane's rocking a shorty, bro.
Trying to pinch this one in.
Oh,
they aren't actually crossfiring this, but he does turn at the timing. Crane goes down. Pletz knows. He's like, one right click, I could have a gun for next round, and that would actually be huge. He goes staring him dead in the eye from the other side of the wall right now.
This is a pretty brutal situation. He's been tagged as well, too, man. Now they know where he is. A flawless round. Prime Gaming flawless one at that for 100 Thieves as Hiko cleans up the last. 100 Thieves get to 11. The possibility of the magic that we talked about that's needed for a minor region to make something happen in a match like this, nowhere to be seen.
It's like everybody's feeling it, too, and I love this look from Nitro. Is there a flank? Everybody's in sight. They're aware of where the placement of every teammate is on the map and where they might need to look in a split second. That's making it very tough for HAVAN Liberty, who's trying to win the first firefights, come up with the first blood to kind of spread the map a little bit more, and they're not finding any, frames in that sense. Nothing is working in their favor right now as 100 Thieves continue to get opening kills and mid-round kills.
And now they've got mid, too. Not just mid-round kills, they've controlled the middle of the map. They're going to be able to waltz in for free, and this is do or die, at least on Ascent for HAVAN Liberty. They drop the Paranoia. ASCENT and Steel are going to be the tip of the spear as they work their way forward. ASCENT is going to get that shot as well. Just leaving one player backside. Crane is good for it, but he's going to get cleaned up. The Guardian, no less. Cleaning things up and getting 100 Thieves onto the site. The Spike should be able to get down as well. I also love Nitro playing the middle of the map, right? He's not going to play on site with them. Hiko's in a great spot as well. I love this setup from 100 Thieves.
A lot of util here for Pletz. Calling the shots for the team. They follow the leader in with confidence. Can this be a 3v4 that HAVAN Liberty can come back with? Already backing off on this one. Not confident about what they can bring in, but if they have 2 more players on the next round, they may try to do something. And I think this is too much reserve play in their favor. Yeah, you're looking for the win, but I think you are allowing so much agency to 100 Thieves that they are walking all over you eventually.
Yeah, and it really, when you've still got this much left in the round, saving just becomes so much more difficult. And
they're going hunting.
Yeah, and they tried. They're not able to get anything. But so I get it, right? Like, you're down this far. You know you're going to be hurting financially going into the next round. Staring at match point, try to save what you can and maybe make something happen. But you're right. Like, you're playing not to lose. And that's hard.
That's what I wanted to say earlier. But it is, and it gets tough because when results don't work, and I'm not saying this is happening, things can get quiet, but what does happen is you're unsure of your first shot. You double jiggle that peak instead of come out confidently with a swing and someone behind you. Everything is second guessed when it needs to kind of flow, and I think we're finding that for HAVAN Liberty right now. And it could easily shake off for next map. Right?
It could.
You know, a situation like this can really start to weigh on you in the moment, and you look at what a team can do to shake it off and understand that there's still more to go. That is one of the big things in a team's repertoire to have is the ability to reset.
Right, the resilience.
The resilience,
right? Like the resilience,
absolutely.
and that's required, especially when you get punched in the mouth like they have here on Ascent. And for 100 Thieves, man, it's like all smiles across the board, right? Like they're feeling good. This is important. We know that they have the lane experience, but this is still the first time this roster is out here, and they seem to be performing just fine.
The land jitters does not seem to have an effect on 100 Thieves at the moment. It looks to solidify here the first map on Ascent and move us on to ICEBOX in this last best of 3 of our day 1 of Masters Berlin. Already some awesome games we had. Teams showing how strong they are with dominant performances throughout the day.
Oh, 100 Thieves are going, and they're going to go full send. They use the ults, it flashes. They use a little bit of everything to get onto B, and they're going to do so with almost no resistance. They were able to drop one member of HAVAN Liberty, but that's all that was there.
It's a consideration of what can 100 Thieves do in a round, you know, to be turned around and just running away there. HAVAN was not ready for the situation. 100 Thieves seems to be able to vary up whatever they're doing to throw HAVAN Liberty for a loop. Final round, Doug, of the first map. It looks like it could be 100 Thieves.
Oh, ASCENT getting a little bit of friendly fire on the flash, and then the fall line, he's getting all sorts of messed up. The Aussie was able to get one. ASCENT getting pushed back, he's gonna drop, but Nitro's in a great spot to flip things. They still have a couple of members in the back of the side as well, as Nitro repositions, gets in attacker spawn. Time ticking away. Crane's gonna have to make some magic happen. It's not gonna happen this time around. 100 Thieves show no concerns. Playing on land, a 13-3 win, exactly what the doctor ordered.
Dominating, vocal, and behind each other every step of the way. Everybody having pop-off moments. Ethan with a disgusting snap transfer, 4K. Hiko with some pivotal flanks, which brought 2 kills, and another 2K round. Everybody worked together there. Steel's KO still seems to be getting better and better with the team. They're going to be tough to beat, but can now HAVAN Liberty reset? That's the question.
Yeah, I think the one concerning thing, concerning maybe isn't the right word, but the one thing that's interesting about what we just saw is that it looked easy. Right? Like
in a way, like this, that's a situation where you caught somebody off, and the other team, they may be playing a counter strat, but to get a site that easily when you are trying to stop everything, you know? Right. Set the default. Know your utility is going to slow them down. Right. For them to just be able to walk. With Shion feeling that. Looking back at his pasts, there is that breach for him. I'm sure he's thrown in the Reyna, comfortable on it. Like we said, HAVAN Liberty has the variety they can get to. As we see, Pletz changing up, Meeson changing up, Crane back on his Sova. But I think we'll get a little more spice here out of HAVAN Liberty, a little more forward with the rest of the team, and not just Liazi trying to make things happen himself after the utility.
So Viper's Wall goes up, and the thing about this Viper's Wall for the attacking side is you've got to get really deep in to get value out of that wall. You've got to get past 410. You've got to get onto site proper to make something happen, and the problem is you've got ASCENT on the Reyna there, and she does not give up an inch, and it looks like she wants to go hunting for more. She goes up top, able to get the second one, looking for the third, line him up and knock him down, baby. ASCENT pick it up right where he left off.
He's on his rope! He's on his rope! Oh my word, Hiko finds one. Will it be another one? The full house of ASCENT over Hiko's on this. And it looks like they are just taking their time. He's down to 5 HP. He said, now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Steel's going to take that one with a ghost. But again, oh my word. ASCENT just said, yeah, let's keep going, and presented himself for more engagements.
Yeah. And look,
oh
man,
my word.
When you've got those two duelists, you've got to be able to create space, and you've got to be able to match that firepower. And that's all. You're asking to match firepower against a world-class Reyna. World-class. That's a big ask, bro.
He's happy to do that. Vandal Ares, Spectre, Marshall, Spectre, they going right into the weapons and dipping in pretty deep as well for Asuna. He feels strong on this. He's going to get right up on pipes, and he's going to get ready for an engage. Backs it up just to play safe after the destroy of that sonar bolt.
HAVAN Liberty leaning towards A again. Did not buy up anything beyond pistols.
Little Xi'an Ghosty, that's about it.
Oh my
Ethan.
goodness, dude. Oh my gosh!
It's just
Ethan,
tag,
good
right?
for a second.
101 on that damage. Not much has been purchased on the other side. Asuna with the rope play.
One enemy remaining.
Well, Riv.
All quiet on the western front till it happens again.
It's map 1 again. It's early, but we're seeing a lot of the same things, right? Like, Asuna's just playing recklessly, and he's doing that without any fear, and he's not getting punished for it at all.
And the mental actually changes here a little bit for 100 Thieves, because HAVAN was able to find their way into A on Ascent, make things work for themselves, and then you saw 100 Thieves say, no, we'll start taking rounds. Here, HAVAN still comes in with the same aggression, but 100 Thieves knows much more about how that precedent is played, how they're going to be moving, and even if they're going to see that much util, we haven't seen too much of that as HAVAN's moving.
You're getting reps against one of the best teams in the world, and you've got another series against a team that's likely not at the same caliber as 100 Thieves, so there is value here. They're just going to have to extract it. It's going to be a pulling teeth this time for HAVAN Liberty, looking to work the middle of the map, which is a slight difference from what we've seen so far. As they work their way up tube, leaning towards B, you've got a couple on long, and they've taken some of the space away. Nitro was in a good spot, but Asuna cleans up Pleds already. This is a brutal spot for HAVAN Liberty, right? Like, they're being pinched in around. Yes, Asuna was able to clear out, but Seal's going to follow up right where he left off. They are stuck right now, and there's nowhere to go. They suffocate their opponents. 100 Thieves are dominating HAVAN right now.
For those moments on the mini-map, you can see him peeking back and forth. They're gaining a bit of ground, but Ethan able to find that. And for the moment they were by orange, they were moving up to the spike plant area. You could see on the mini-map HAVAN's emblems whipping back and forth. What angles next? Where are they coming from? As you said, they were getting pinched by 100 Thieves here. 3-0 as we flex back into a partial by Marshall's here, as HAVAN wants to test some things out maybe a little bit with buying continuously. It is going to hurt them, but if they start getting some orbs, they can start to capitalize a little earlier if they get these Marshall kills. Just putting everything on the table here. They actually go back with Shion's, and they're just a ghost there, so they will have money for further buy rounds.
You can tell from 100 Thieves that the setup is definitely leaning towards the middle of the map, which kind of makes sense. You're expecting them to bring nothing. Well, they're not. So they want to lean that way, but they're going to rotate back off. There you see some of the gun difference at full display as Steel's able to get the opener. And, you know, one of the difficult things is you take a look at the first 2 rounds and then the previous one, like, you go mid to play away from Asuna, right? Like, Asuna's been the thorn in their side. And he just goes mid, right? Like, no place is safe.
And look how sure he is. Just playing. Look, this is just on 4-box, just making sure he can get a kill. Will step up once again, and he's just reading the peaks right now to get the 1v1. Somebody over his shoulder. That's going to be Hiko, who is also firing shots. And again, this is a cleanup round. This is Asuna grabbing a lot of his ult points here. Back up. Actually, he's on ult, so that's not going to work. But he has just had a hell of a game so far, and he is not afraid to keep pushing.
I mean, they're just hunting them down. A prime gaming flawless as 100 Thieves, as we mentioned. They really just kind of picked up right where they left off on Ascent. They are showing no signs of slowing down. And HAVAN Liberty, they look stunned, right? Like, they look like they got hit in the jaw. Their eyes are blurry. They don't know where to look. They don't know what's going on. They're in trouble.
And just quick plays. They get a frag there. Steel's alarm bot is being triggered. The information is just falling into their lap. And then they can, again, push forward. They know they have HAVAN Liberty on edge, and that's one of the biggest strengths for 100 Thieves right now, is being a team that knows when you have your opponent on their heels. And here we'll see Liazi with the operator, Doug. Can it change the pace of the game?
You got Omen playing up aggressive.
Oh my gosh!
Playing up aggressively, and he's hitting shots like that, and then backs up, repositions. You like, surely, as the res comes out, to bring Liazi back online, You've got to get value out of this. You have to get value out of this, right? Look at how far up Nitro is on B-Long, right? Like, he's taking all of that space away as the fight continues on it.
And they've actually mid-round swapped the op. Now dropped. All right, that was just pacing. It was like the hockey stick being down. He couldn't grab it right away. Meeson takes down Nitro. How do they play this? This is where HAVAN needs to feel out how 100 Thieves is working, because this round can play mentally into many rounds that HAVAN Liberty can use if they figure out how 100 Thieves starts to move here a man down.
So this is really the first bit of space they've gotten really anywhere across the map, right? Like they have B long control, now they have A control. They're able to get the spike down, the wall's up, and you take a look at Meeson, right? He's rotating. Keep an eye on him on the minimap. He's going to rotate all the way around, has a chance to blow this up, and this is the type of play. This is the type of round that can really shift momentum. It's got to be big out of him, though.
They're using the utility on site. Meeson's going to get those calls. The shots are fired, and now he only creates pressure. 100 Thieves know they can go harder in the site now.
Yep, and he wasn't able to get the kill. Yeah, now, Higo drops. Xion gets 3.
Matter.
And HAVAN Liberty get on the board.
A first round for HAVAN Liberty. Beautifully played with opening frags, figuring out how to slow it down after losing a member, and then getting it back. So, as I said, sometimes you see around 4, 5, 6, ultimates come in. They're the way a team can capitalize. We've heard players say it all the time. There's a lot of ults that can just solidify the round. And here, HAVAN Liberty worked very well around 100 Thieves to make it count. Can they keep it up, though, is the question. 100 Thieves usually adapts well. HAVAN Liberty's trying to throw the curveballs here.
Very similar defensive setup for 100 Thieves.
Oh, there you go.
But, yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of different
feeling it.
pace at the beginning of the round. As you said, Xion's able to get another one, drop Hiko, and give HAVAN Liberty the numbers advantage. They also have 2 key ultimates to get this round, but it's quiet. They've cut noise. Very patient here, trying to see if 100 Thieves are going to play a bit aggressively. They have shown a propensity to do that between the last map and this one. So they're going to wait things out. Ethan got so much information, and he's good for 1. Drops down, finds the second one as well.
Playing peekaboo over here. Saw him a few times. Changes place. Double TP with a fake 1 on top of that. And now with a minute left, there's a lot of time for HAVAN Liberty to play this out slow. Where can they grab an operator shot? Xion now, full utility up front. And HAVAN Liberty loves using that drone to move forward. Here we go.
Nitro did drop out for info. As HAVAN Liberty slowly creep forward. Their leader's going to drop. Ethan's going to be in a world of hurt as, Meeson's able to clean him up. They get control of A. They are going to be able to get onto the site, but this is still going to be a bit of a difficult situation here. They do have the numbers advantage, but Seal does have his ult. He's got to stay alive, though, to make it work. Asuna is going to be able to equalize things as far as numbers go as he's looking for more. Yep, lines up, gets a second one as well. Numbers advantage, tipping in favor of 100 Thieves, but they're all so weak, right? Nobody has any armor. Seal has 3 health, but he's going in aggressive. He's going to get cleaned up. Asuna, good for 2. Liazi trades him out. Nitro in the 1v1. He's got a Phantom. Liazi on the tap.
Oh
Liazi doesn't get it. Nitro swings, gives him the business and the defuse as 100 Thieves get to 5.
And what a defense there from HAVAN Liberty. I feel like they had it. It just seemed like the last few shots, giving the peaks up. You heard Asuna shoot. That doesn't mean you need to peek him.
Right.
But there's also a game to be played there of how close do you let these guys get, because they will start to smother you. It's on a knife's edge here for HAVAN Liberty in those decisions, and it seems like 100 Thieves is still able to pinch that pressure point still with the operator now.
All right, for HAVAN Liberty here, you've got Liazi, who's going to be able to bring the Blade Storm, online, rifles the rest of the way, and they have, again, some ultimates that you can really get some value out of, but we've got to see how they chain it together. Now, this is a slightly different attack look, but 100 Thieves have just taken the middle of the map. They've just waltzed their way forward. There's nowhere to go.
If you saw the dart come through on that, too, HAVAN, you can see the play of Meeson saying there might be one behind us. They give that up for now. Pletz seems like he feels safe there, and it looks like we're going to get our first B play here. Remember, Pletz does have that Sage Wall. They do have the Viper Wall to be used. And how will 100 Thieves react?
Noise has been cut as 100 Thieves slowly creeps their way forward. You've got Asuna and you've got Nitro, who are playing on site, and they've got, on the side of HAVAN Liberty, you have ultimates that can provide you space, that can get you something. But for 100 Thieves, I mean, you've got to get past both of those, past Asuna and past Nitro, and that's much easier said than done, but here we go. The Empress comes online. Asuna drops it instantly. Here comes the Viper's Pit as well. Were they going to have better success with that? No, it's actually the Blade Storm that gets a little something going for them, tied up 4-4.
Nicely done, creeping in there. You have to take those fights. You cannot be afraid to do it. And that is going to be the Aussie that's feeling good about the pressure. Moving forward, Ethan hesitating for a second, but knows the movement and direction of most of the members now of HAVAN Liberty, as he saw a few more there on yellow.
They're going to have to take the fight to them and keep an eye on the minimap. Pletz is on the flank, and if this delays long enough, this is going to be a serious problem. The Killjoy ult's coming out. It's going to be countered by Crane's ultimate, and that's going to destroy it. So that's offline. Meeson's still playing in his smoke, in his ult, and he's able to get 2. Hiko able to trade it out. However, as Meeson's already good for 3, there's just 1 remaining on the side of 100 Thieves. Nothing doing. Hiko drops HAVAN Liberty get 2.
These are the rounds we were not seeing HAVAN grab before.
Yeah.
The rounds where there was an extended amount of time, especially once the site was being taken, the knowledge of the site being taken, and the full duration of the spike was what allowed 100 Thieves to get in. HAVAN changing things up now, and Meeson. We talked about the ultimates, how they can be strung together round for round, and no more hand in head. Those are fist bumps.
Yep. Fist bumps. Definitely what you want to see if you're a fan of HAVAN Liberty, if you're a fan of the Brazilian region.
Yep.
And really, like, that's a big monkey off their pack, right? Like, you've shown that you can do it, that you can make some magic happen, but for Nitro to get his ultimate online here, not going to be using it right off. Oh, he is going to be using it right off the bat. Excuse me.
Thank you very much.
But that is going to come online. So Riv, A is not that it has been much of an option previously. You can't really get into A here.
Nope. And Ethan with the one-way, getting one-wayed himself as he takes a few shots in the shin there. And now HAVAN, again, slows down. The audio cut. Make 100 Thieves guess. 100 Thieves had the read on ASCENT. It seems like it's a little bit harder for them to read HAVAN here on ICEBOX. That hallway control going up into kitchen right now by Shion. But it doesn't look like they're going to go into tube just yet.
I like the way they're approaching this. That should give 100 Thieves a little bit of info, right? Watching that drone play out, now the wall's going to go up, so that should be your sign, right? Like, that should be the cue that something's coming, and that op shot certainly is going to help as steel drops. And they're going to have to rotate over. 100 Thieves aren't there.
My word. Just got to mention how scary that was. Pletz just stood out there and used a wall. What a madman. He's got his ulti after planting the spike, so they have have made sure that happens. They can get a decent res on somebody. Good frags already onto the side of 100 Thieves. It's HAVAN making sure they get another round for themselves here. 100 Thieves looking for the damage to be done to the economy.
Yeah, and they are going to save, both Hiko and Austin are going to save whatever they have. So you've got a Phantom and a Vandal going into the next round for HAVAN Liberty. I like the play from Xian at the end there. Roll the die a little bit, see if you can get a couple more ult orbs and hurt the economy of 100 Thieves, as you said. Nothing doing, but at this point, that's icing on the cake, right? Like, what you've got if you're HAVAN Liberty is you've got momentum. It's slight, but you've got something cooking, and that's a big win given how the series has gone to this point.
Absolutely. We look at that attack rate coming into the side of HAVAN Liberty on this, that 55% of the time they are taking that attack side. And it's actually the defensive side that 100 Thieves is stronger on. So for these rounds, again, what we were looking for on ASCENT is happening on ICEBOX, and we're seeing now how much it matters. Again, Rez is up there. Hiko does have his ultimate for prevention. But it seems like HAVAN's been dragging these rounds out so long that Hiko has to be across the map when he's doing these ults, or they're going to find him immediately.
Yep. No aggressive push from 100 Thieves across the middle of the map this time, but Asuna once again going hunting. He's worked his way all the way up to 410. And it looks like he's going to get a little more, and they're going to play off of that drone. So Hiko's drone, see if he can spot anyone, get some info. Asuna's there for the swing. It's a perfect setup, and if not, they're just able to take all of that space away. That's so big. HAVAN Liberty are just huddled up back in their spawn. They haven't left.
Let's see how much forward movement they can get on 100 Thieves. I think they're happy to see Asuna pushed up all the way. They know how they can avoid one person that might be taking their head off right away. But this could end up being a pinch. Crane actually fires over what is pipes in mid, takes down Ethan all the way into A site here as Hiko kind of dry fires the ult out and does not find too much as you see the healthy bars on the side of HAVAN Liberty.
And that cleared out A, right? With Asuna's positioning and then that Hunter's Fury, you know A's not an option, so they are going to rotate off. And from that, like, Nitro pulls off, right? Like, he pulls off site. They give up B because they are going to be able to fight much more effectively as a group. So now the trio's coming in. They don't have any ultimates to work with here. Steel has nothing but a Sheriff.
Is it the Ion Sheriff, though? That's
true. Automatic headshots.
Automatic headshots. If you're not using that, you should. Round 9 here, as it looks like HAVAN Liberty is en route to tie this game up. 5-5 if they keep him going. Nitro getting into half as quick as he can.
Thieves. Good one. Nico trades it out, but
Take him
Nitro
down.
gets a second. Nitro's left alone here.
Ships in the night.
Bleeds is weak. Bleeds is weak. Nitro drops it down to the 1v1. He spotted him, but the time is not right. He did get it to half. He's gonna get the challenge, and Liazi comes hopping across the screen, lands the shots, gets the kill, and the round. for
Oh,
HAVAN
he
Liberty.
loses the operator. Oh my word. Oh, if anything could start putting a attack on those rounds, a negative point. It's unfortunate that it's those ones. You have great rounds, and then your toe was inside the radionite as it went off. Still has enough for an operator. Look at the bankroll. What a difference this game from HAVAN Liberty. We were seeing this cash on the side of 100 Thieves all the first map on Ascent. HAVAN has really turned this series on its head, and we looked for that, Doug. Can they keep coming in strong? Seems like they can.
Adjustments from 100 Thieves on the defensive side. Different Viper wall. They aggressively take B-Long away.
Good
like,
point.
look at how far up Asuna. Look at how far up Ethan are. They're going to challenge Ethan. He's been tagged up. 48 health. So B-Long is now not an option, right? Like, in the previous round, A was where they felt the pressure. Now they're feeling the pressure from B. Yeah, they're going to bring Meeson back up, but they know where the space is, right? Like, they know where the action is right now. That's a big kill from Xion as he's all the way into the belly of the beast right now.
And this was kind of a previous round where they gained information. Remember, Xion was working that tube into kitchen, understanding how they might play it. Mid-round, Ethan! Oh, my word, the collapse coming through. And will it be Nitro to finish it off, Doug?
Nitro tagged up a couple. Asuna was there as well. Proverbial pants down as he gets caught. Liazi down to 3
shots,
HP.
3 HP.
That's all he's got. So, an adaptation from 100 Thieves, right? And that's really what you want to see if you're a fan of North America. While for fan of Brazilians, you're seeing that momentum, you're seeing some of that build, you're seeing some changes, but for 100 Thieves, they feel the pressure. HAVAN Liberty has won 4 of the last 5.
Right.
You've got to do something different. They dial up that aggression down B-Long, different Viper wall. That's exactly what they
And you get Sage Res out. You've got the operator drop to steal as they throw down a Phantom as well. So they're cycling this out. It can be that's one of the things that, oh, she's spamming it. So Nitro died there. Remember playing as one way? They double it up to play it different. They're able to get the kill as Nitro's not seen there. So like you said, versatility in that. But being able to switch the op between members of a team, you don't see that very often. That means you're going to be facing a different person at a site. Movement that you're not expecting if Nitro has it one time. Steel continues it for the beginning of the round. HAVAN Liberty definitely has to think about it.
Oh, so that's an excellent start.
Pop.
Because honestly, the play is telltale right off the bat. When you've got that attack Viper wall going up, as we've seen the last couple of rounds, it means they like to go away. And it's because of that Asuna's already back in their spawn, and it was all off of that wall hit. He's got to get the info. He's got to get the kill here. And if you're HAVAN Liberty, you cannot leave Asuna to wreak havoc on your back line. This is a really big kill, but no, Asuna comes away victorious. Yes, the spike is down, but again, they're pinched in. They've got nowhere to go. And Asuna's doing things like that. Liazi's been cleaned up. Asuna good for 3. The Empress comes online. Nitro gets the last. 100 Thieves get to 7.
His ability to identify the situation and act on it is absurd. Absolutely absurd. And then the snap aim that he has to take his opponents out while they're still just thinking about the situation, it seems. That's how quick it's happening. And this is when it gets dangerous. We know ICEBOX can be Asuna's map through and through. He's still fragging out hard here, but I think these are the ones we expected to see him whipping out. Oh wait, somebody here? Bow. Instant.
My ASCENT upside, default side.
See, when you surprise yourself as a professional player.
That's a good sign.
Holy moly.
Yeah, you know you're feeling yourself when that's your reaction to stuff. But again, Riv, I think like it was for HAVAN Liberty, like as much as they had momentum going, they went back to what they were doing at the beginning of the map, at the beginning of the half. And 100 Thieves read that like a book. You saw it as soon as the wall went up and the gates went down. Asuna knew that he had full reign of mid, right? Like he just waltzed all the way down.
Yeah, and you see as well, as soon as they either know from Econ or it's a force buy, there were Stingers, there were Spectres, we saw some Guardians last round, that he wants it even more. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're only going to tickle me if I come around the corner, and then I'll just dismiss or heal and be right back in the fight. Like, that's just a fire lit under him in those rounds when he starts to sniff out his opponents and there's blood in the water. Tactical timeout here from HAVAN Liberty. A little bit more damage has put them in a much better spot coming into the second half here, especially if they can make this a 7-5. And I do feel like they are starting to figure out how 100 Thieves works. And it seems like that's exactly what HAVAN were lacking coming into that first map of Ascent.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I think a lot of it, too, is like this pause, you kind of wonder, it's the last round of the half. Like, is it the most efficient way to go about it, knowing you're going to have the break in the second half? But I do think a 7-5 here, given how map 1 went, given how they've had some momentum here, is very different from 8-4, right? Like, this, as much as they'll still be at a deficit, that's a moral victory, if you will, that you can keep it at 7-5, that you've had something going here and carry that into the next round.
Ooh.
It's a good start. It's an excellent start. And again, look at the setup, right? It was the vertical wall. ASCENT comes down, but this time they're waiting for it. They understood where the pressure was coming from. They waited until he walked into their laps. They punished him for it. Excellent adaptation by HAVAN Liberty.
Steal with that operator, still waiting for a quick peek. Now, he's only got 2 spots to really peek at here, unless you hear a drop and somebody's forward enough to hear that.
Right.
Or he's got his util out within that forward maze area. Almost a peek, might have seen a knee, and he does the hip shot on the Aussie.
And they've got the Viper's Pit online on A now, right? So, again, it's not that they can't go there, but it's just so damn difficult to work your way through that. They have to rotate off. Ethan's going to get excellent info, too, with 30 seconds left, that he's got one, and he's got the spike, right? So they're in a great spot. Hiko's going to be wrapping around them as well as he gets the timing right. 1, 2, there it is. He's able to land the shots. Pletz is left alone. The round fell apart because of the positioning that 100 Thieves had at the beginning of the round, ASCENT notwithstanding, right? Like, they read him, right? Like, they played him like a fiddle. But the rest of it was so well played by 100 Thieves that HAVAN Liberty, the round was lost before they knew it.
Yeah. That deja vu, Hiko for 2. I feel like it's happened so much this series on that flank when you call it out, Doug. One of them he had a bit of trouble on, but the other one's locked down and solidified as he continues to do what he can.
It's been an excellent start, really, from both teams, right? Like, we saw some adaptations. Things look great from HAVAN Liberty.
HAVAN gearing up.
They are gearing up. 100 Thieves shut the door one more time. We're going to toss it over to Sean over at the Telestrator to show his Galaxy Brain yet again. Sean, she's all yours.
Yeah, Doug, my Galaxy Brain. What I really want to show you guys today is how HAVAN came back into this match, right? Because things were looking really bleak for them. So I picked a round in the middle of the half, and let's just start it off for about 5 seconds here, just so that way we can see a couple pieces of utility. This Viper smoke is going to land in mid. The Sage actually slows by A, and we can pause here for a split second. And the Sage is slowing the orb to try to put pressure on that location, try to make the defenders believe it's an A hit. The Viper orb in mid, this is a very, very pivotal piece of utility in pro-level Valorant. And the reason being is because it makes the defenders lose vision of the mid push, so there has to be someone watching that side, under the tube, and through the tube. So you now have 3 locations to deal with as opposed to 1 player. Previously, the Sova sitting here, that could have had all of this information in mid. So this one smoke orb does all of that for them. Meanwhile, the Sova was lining up an arrow way over here in attacker spawn, I think, and it lands somewhere over here, and it pings Ethan and gets him off of this B site hold. That allows HAVAN to start working their way up this B main, and now we can kind of keep going with the clip. And you can see Ethan falls back into the B site, and he does a very, very good job of stalling out this hit. He'll throw 2 one-ways on top of this long box, and HAVAN does a great job of not forcing the issue, not overextending, waiting for the plan to come through. And Xian opens things up with a Reyna Lear, and that's when the strat kicks off. And it's on Xian and Liaza to actually be very, very active here. And the reason why they have to be active is because they're trying to get the Viper ult down. And the Viper ult is a death trap for Vipers. I'm a Viper main myself, and the second you lay that thing out, everyone's spamming through it, it is a death trap. So they're trying to get some space for him. We can speed it up a little bit right now. So we're going to speed it up, and once the Viper pit goes down, what I really want to show you guys right here, stop right here, is how Meeson navigates around the Viper's pit. You can see he's staying in the bottom right of your screen right here. He's not being active in it. He's not staying in the spam lanes. This is an off angle. Think about the angles you would have to spam to take him out. In addition to that, he's behind a Sage wall right here. So he's positioned himself in a very safe location. We can start playing the clip again now. And what you're going to notice now is that Sova will fall back post-plant, and he's actually going to pop his ult. So The Sova ult combined with the Viper's Pit makes for a very, very dangerous retake for 100 Thieves. And the reason being is because this Viper ult is just chipping away at everyone's health. It's bringing everyone down to 1 HP. And just one tag from a Sova ult and you're done. So things are slowing down massively for 100 Thieves. There's a lot of things to worry about. And Meeson is still just lurking in the ult. And he does such a good job of staying alive and getting 3 kills here. And this was what I believe brought HAVAN back into this map and gives them a chance at bringing us to a 3rd here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the clip, and I'm going to send you guys back to Riv and Doug, a.k.a. Rug.
That rug is going to stick. I'm really kind of worried that it's going to stick, but I don't think there's any turning back from it now. Right. I do think that Sean is right, though, right? Like, that was the moment, that was the play that we saw. Like, there's momentum, right? Like, you've got something cooking, you've got something going on, and that's very important here.
It did seem like 100 Thieves always had an answer to what HAVAN was doing. And that was kind of the first time where HAVAN threw that wrench in the works. And they're like, well, we're not doing the same thing every time. We're not just planning and falling back. Navigate this. And they looked like they were in the lead the whole round that time. That's the confidence HAVAN fans want to see. And that's the confidence the team's now bringing to the second half here on ICEBOX. Like Sean said, we're looking much more likely we're going to get a 3rd map coming into this. So I am excited to see if they can continue this momentum. They got a long way to go. They got to surpass the 8 rounds, 100 Thieves, and keep it rolling.
Oh, they do have a long way to go. They're giving Asuna
a good start.
Yep, they're giving Asuna and 100 Thieves a bit of their own medicine. Xion showing anything you can do, I can do better. He opens up. He's able to get 2. Now they've got so much room to work with on A, right? 100 Thieves have to back up. That's not safe. You've also got a little bit of presence towards B Long coming out of Meeson.
Get out of here.
That's big.
That area just like Reyna's playground. You get to dismiss. You got so many corners to play with, and Xion knows how to use it very, very well with the Ghost. A 3rd one of the round. Looking for a possible ace. That's the 4th, Doug. Can he sink the last shot on Hiko?
35 health.
Tell me he's going to just Indiana Jones this.
Oh, he spotted him.
Jig is up.
He was like running for his life. Get me out of here as soon as you can. Meeson's flanking around as well, but are they even going to give him the pleasure to get that last kill? Xion looking for it, dancing around it. Somebody give it to him. No, bad guy Pletz takes the ace away. But a big round win for HAVAN Liberty, right? Like, you get the pistol, you should win the next round. All of a sudden, we're talking 6-8. That's a big deal.
2 pistols for 100 Thieves so far, 2 pistols for HAVAN. But like you said, how far can they carry this one?
Yep.
Wow, Xion with the first few shots, a little deja vu from what we saw, but it's not, you're not saying he played like Asuna, he played like Xion there, and he comes up with the 4K. Excited about it, and that's what you need. You want your duelists, you want your forward players to get confident plays like that, so they are not second-guessing any of their swings.
Right.
As we get into our 2nd round of the 2nd half, let's see if they can keep this momentum on the side of HAVAN.
Working their way right up the middle of the map. Xion has already taken B Long away. They're going to play a little ring around the Rosie as they've already rotated around each other. The Viper's wall's going to go up. Crane has spotted everything, and the shock dart to clean things up. They try to drop down on him. He's not having any of it. His Bleeds is watching the flank as well. 2 of his own, but he's not going to be able to get the 3rd.
Chaos.
As he goes alone, he gets dropped. Okay. And that's, again, this is important for HAVAN Liberty, right? Because you expect that round to go their way.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, like, it's
right. And they didn't lose too much as well, which also matters. A lot of the times that HAVAN was gaining their rounds where 100 Thieves was able to come back on Ascent, eco damage was done throughout the round, and 2 members were left from HAVAN. They couldn't continue to rebuy. Here, it looks like we got some considerations and purchases, as it looks like they are very much feeling comfortable to bonus through. This is where they did get hurt on Ascent. They went for the bonus, and 100 Thieves was able to string this along for multiple rounds.
What do 100 Thieves have on the attack here as far as positioning? Again, middle of the map, work their way on up, full rifles.
Cooks in the kitchen.
Oh, Liazi he's in a great spot again to make something happen. They're using the drone as contact, not going to get anything going. Xion, or excuse me, not Xion. Pletz is going to get the wall up and get the kill, but he gets dropped.
Pushing through the Viper bite. A little audacious there by Xion, but I like the play. And 100 Thieves are going to find the bonus round. Not too much of a problem here by HAVAN Liberty. This is a huge round if they're able to grab it with that less eco, but 100 Thieves are going to say rifles are the dominant one here.
Yep.
And now we'll see what happens when both teams go at it. Full util, full guns. Meeson on top. Like we said, he's your headshot machine. Put that in quotes coming from stage 3. These are the notes we got on this guy, and he can make it happen. We saw Sean describing his play, just the awareness of a situation. He can use that to really start to dominate the game. Can 100 Thieves now carry this one out as they get that third bonus round away from HAVAN Liberty? We'll see if this is where HAVAN can keep it going.
Ethan's so he's going to work the middle of the map, and there is an op coming out from Liazi who's going to be working mid. So if they give that peek, there's the room for trouble. And here's the other thing, man, from HAVAN Liberty, like they've put that Sage wall up. Getting past 410 is going to be so much more difficult, and it's going to take so much more time. And off of that time, HAVAN Liberty have taken some of the mid space away.
And they know they're A. You already have Viper looking down long, unless they're all sitting in that little garage down at the bottom of B. Then there's a good idea. 3 members stacked towards that A side from HAVAN Liberty, ready for the attack as 100 Thieves cut a bit of audio.
So Asuna and Ethan are both 1 point away from having their ultimates online. You could say the same for Xion and Pletz on the side of HAVAN Liberty, but I like this from 100 Thieves, really, right? Like, understand there's not a lot of room to work with cut. Oh my gosh, Ethan swings around the corner, left, right, good night, and op shot to the face, takes him down, not able to land the second, as Liazi has to back up. Oh my goodness, forget it. He hit it. Xion's gonna get in on the action as well. Is there only 2 members remaining from 100 Thieves? Asuna, he's got something cooking.
He saw it, yep. Just the edge of the weaponry there on the doorway. Asuna pushing forward, and that's going to be a shot from Meeson to take him down. 1v2 for Hiko, 15 HP.
How many times has Hiko been in situations
He's got
like
2 shot
this?
guards, my man.
Situations just like this. In a 1vx, low health, he's got some utility, and he makes magic happen. Once again, this time on the international stage, does he have it in him? Does that gene work here in Berlin? You've got the 2 members of HAVAN Liberty creeping their way forward. Hiko's good for 1. The 1v1, he's gonna get info. The tap's not there, he hasn't even gotten it to half. Hiko going in,
oh my God!
Hiko lands it, baby! Spencer Martin does it again! A Red Bull clutch for 100 Thieves!
And he just throws his hands up. Like, what else did you expect? That's me. Absolutely disgusting flick. Understanding of the positioning, where he would need to be aiming. This is the experience we talk about when we look at 100 Thieves. And let's just watch this again.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What do you mean? Chef's kiss.
How does he do it?
How does he do it? That's a damn good question, Doug. Oh my word. And that's a round that can really do it for 100 Thieves. That's the kind of stuff they thrive on.
I mean, that's backbreaking.
That is backbreaking,
right? Like,
absolutely.
You're
That was the gun round, right? That was
Exactly.
the round to precede the bonus round for HAVAN Liberty, and the one that puts a lot of weight back on their shoulders.
What can HAVAN do? They don't have Blade Storm. They've got a Guardian in the hands of Xion, and he's shown he's pretty damn formidable with any weapon in his hands, but he's got to make something happen here. Ethan having a good idea of where they is. No, they don't swing at the same time. They isolate the gunfights, and Ethan's just able to knock out both. The timing was so bad from HAVAN Liberty there.
Just turmoil right now. The communication seems to be going a bit out the window. Great damage there onto actually Yazi. So everything happening now 100 Thieves' favor. Spammed through the wall. He didn't even get to see anybody this round, and he goes down from damage through the walls. Nitro finishes another one there, and he's looking for a third.
Yeah, the wheels feel like they're coming off.
A little bit.
Yeah, for HAVAN, again, this is a lighter buy, right? So you don't expect anything crazy, but it's not just that they lost, it's how they lost, right? Like some small mental mistakes, things that you really shouldn't be doing. That's what's concerning.
And a lot of the stats we've seen from previous events continue to tell true here for the side of 100 Thieves. Ethan, Asuna up top, assists coming in from Nitro and Steel. And Hiko there to make sure they have all the vision to do such. And it just continues to play out like that, and it seems like they have the rinse and repeat on repeat, if you will. HAVAN Liberty on tactical timeout here. Things are getting tight with 3 rounds left. 2 just for 100 Thieves to be able to get overtime out of HAVAN.
And this is, again, this is the right time. It feels like for HAVAN Liberty, the times that they have like, whoa, let's pause, let's take a step back, let's recollect ourselves. The timing has been right, and honestly, we've seen some success come off of that. This is the moment for HAVAN Liberty. Yep, go ahead, call a pause. Maybe it was around too late. Maybe. But either way,
Yeah.
right? Like, we're in a spot where we need to regain, we need to calm down, let's get our plan together, let's figure out what we're going to do, because this game is not out of reach.
The things that 100 Thieves has a good lock on doing is really making HAVAN kind of push themselves to the limit just to get their gun rounds to work.
Yep.
So even if they do get through a round, they're beaten and battered.
Yep.
And it costs a lot to still get into the next one. So there's always these things 100 Thieves seem to be able to push onto their opponents that does make the game a little bit harder if you're not ready for the fights they're going to take or all the util they're always going to throw at you in the rounds they're going to clutch.
All right, so Nitro 1 point away from having his Viper's Pit online. Ethan and Nico have their ults as well. On side of HAVAN Liberty, you've got Xion.
You're kidding.
Who have their own. First kill already going down, so that wall out from HAVAN Liberty, delay things at 410. That res is going to come out to equalize things at 5.
Liazi one off Xion with the Empress against Ethan and Hiko with their ultimates up as well. So the spike plan even has to be placed differently. They have to have a little bit more control on these.
Yeah, this is an interesting approach here from 100 Thieves, right? Because as you mentioned, the spike nowhere to be seen. They have heavy presence towards B, and they haven't shown a lot, right? Like as far as util, all they know is there was a drone over there. That should be everything, all that they've been able to deduce. So you don't know there's a ton over at B, and yeah, I think because of that, very well played. They're going to rotate off.
He heard the drone! He heard the drone!
No.
Oh, what a rat!
Oh.
What a rat. Steel playing super smart.
Yeah, Ethan ulted, canceled out. Steel's able to get one. Ethan's able to get the lurker as well. So now Ethan's in a spot where he can blow up the middle of the map on the rotate and really kind of take away any hope HAVAN Liberty have of taking control back of this side. And for 100 Thieves, you see them slowly start to push their way out of the site.
Yep.
They want blood. They want that ob out of Liazi's hands.
In the water.
They want Pletz, excuse me, Phantom down as well. They're going hunting.
Nitro's just waiting for a few calls of where they could be. Oh, spammed him from mid. You love to see it. Hiko just shot him in the face. Oh, my word. Liazi trying to get a move onto that. Steel's going to get taken down as it just goes back and forth right quick. And now it's Pletz to do what he can in the kitchen here. Ethan will find the hat trick on the round. Oh, my word. They are just seeking out HAVAN Liberty and taking them down as quick as possible once they get the lead in these games.
Match point, series point for 100 Thieves here, as they've really been able to best HAVAN Liberty across the board, right? Like the early game, the mid game calls, really everything, attack, defense. It's really just been a complete performance out of 100 Thieves and HAVAN Liberty. We mentioned before, this map has been a bit better because they've shown a little spice, a little something, but it just hasn't been enough.
It is the experience, the adaptation coming in for 100 Thieves, and it's so quick too. A few rounds will be HAVAN Liberties, and 100 Thieves will figure out how to route that strategy. Now coming in, three ultimates here on defense. One's going to get dropped here with Hunter's Fury. Doesn't pick anything up as Steel opens up the round.
Dude, they're going so fast.
Oh my.
Look at how deep it nails. Austin is, of course, he dies as I call him out, but they got in through the Hunter's Fury, or excuse me, Hiko still has that Hunter's Fury, but the ults are all there. They're able to get the Viper's Pit down. Austin was like running at them in their spawn, and now Liazi's dropped as well. 100 Thieves looking to put the finishing blow on this thing. They wanted to hit him hard. That's exactly what they've done. Now Hiko's going to use his Hunter's Fury. Not getting anything going quite yet, but Steel does, as it's just down to Crane. The Guardian, no magic happened. A 13-6 win on the second map. 100 Thieves, they start off Berlin in beautiful fashion.
They've been waiting a long time to get back to land. They've missed a few of those VCT Masters. And now it is going to be counting for them here in Berlin. They get a 2-0 versus HAVAN Liberty to start off their group. It's looking strong. HAVAN able to adapt, able to find things that did work for them. But I think they know they have to go back to the drawing board here and have something for every round because they set a precedent a little too fast with maybe changing it up and going fast on the early rounds. Then the mid game was held back a lot, but that was the 6 initiator game, right? You have that much utility, that much information going out. You spice it up on ICEBOX, Doug. They looked great to start, but again, 100 Thieves adaptation, Steel with the big brain, the rest of the team playing fantastically, and I think we screamed everybody's name here in this game on this series. What a great series for 100 Thieves. And HAVAN Liberty, They're making their mark. They're making their mark.
They are, and I think that's the important thing, right? Understand there's still another series you have to play. Yeah, you've dropped down to the lower bracket as against a world-class team, but there's still the opportunity to make something happen. But you just can't, this can't eat you up, right?
Nope.
You have to understand there's more to come.
And these are the situations we kind of talked about before. All the sprays that were working in favor of 100 Thieves. It's become so tough to want to walk into that smoke, to take the chances you would usually take. Because you're getting ripped by these shots and Hiko clutches or what have you. These are those glimmers here for Meeson, for the guy you know who can pull it together. It's just, can the rest of the team be in those moments for HAVAN Liberty, and that's when it's going to count more. That's how good they were playing, surprising themselves on the side of 100 Thieves, Doug.
That was, and then this moment, right? Like, oh, when you think about a run, like a deep tournament run, you look to check a couple of boxes early on. Can you take a little bit of a hit in the face and respond? 100 Thieves, they did that. Can you win the matches that you should be winning on paper? They've done that. Are your clutch genes online, right? Like,
oh my word, pound for pound, all of those are in favor of 100 Thieves here.
Yeah, and again, for North American fans, and they feel good about it too, right? Like, as they should. There's no reason not to. But for 100 Thieves, for 100 Thieves fan, you think about how deep of a run can they make? This is an excellent start.